Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's daily brief recap. Try and do this relatively quickly. I do have a class I have to get to, and of course, market is trading away, so don't really want to make this too long here today. We're still waiting on the politicians down south to pass their legislation. Stock market itself not really overly happy right now, as you can see by the breadth indicator. And we have options expire on the 19th, which I think is the catalyst that they want the market up nice and strong into. So I don't really see huge new bull markets, but I do see that we're sort of playing around up at the top end of the range. And probably the next week or two, I would expect lots of games up here. So for your list, US dollar, kind of just going sideways here while we wait for the politicians. Did see that risk off assets continue to get punched out here, so really nothing to do there. Did see that the stock market, you can see the big M that's come in place now. So that 5-day fractal top that we talked about there a week or so ago still in place. But like I said, I think they're still they're just waiting for the legislation to pass. And, for one reason or another, if it doesn't pass, well, yeah, we could probably see some fireworks. You can see lots of notations I made here on the crude oil chart. I kind of thought that the pros might start getting really interested in shorting the crude oil back up on any kind of counter trend rallies back up top. So that's what all that note was from yesterday. Having said that, like I said, we're in kind of like a vacuum right now where the market did come off there a little bit. Now it's just sort of a waiting game. And kind of funny, international players coming out and saying that the U.S. stock market's overvalued. That's a bubble. Okay. Not really too exciting, but at the same time, too, I could very easily see a pop up top here. Pretty heavy open interest in the even the SPY options. Pretty heavy open interest up here. There's a few strikes that have a lot of options, the call options. So if they could take them just up into that area, have all that stock called away from them up in that top, and then dump the market, that would be actually a repeat of what we saw last year. And everybody's completely forgotten about that. Cool Kelly Loeffler and her insider trading activity back in January. And it was exactly the same options set up then. So what a surprise. Also, too, I really like the 1 year coast to coast. You see that a lot in the market. Mr. WD Gann kind of thinking. So we'll see how it goes. Also, like the idea of the bond market bottoming through there and the gold market bottoming through there. So, next 2 weeks, probably more bond down, more gold down. Stocks going to try and muscle their way higher here. I don't know about oil. We'll see how it goes. I know I was just at the pump the other day, and it was like, gee whiz, these prices are getting pretty high again. Considering how horrible the economy is, I mean, certainly can't say it's demand that's supporting these prices. I think it's just sort of this artificial free money hedge fund managers pushing the market around wherever they want. And of course, the consumer gets fucked. What a surprise. Just a historical reference on the crude. The reason why the crude went from 120 up to 150 or 60 or so, they're back in I think it was like 2006 maybe. The debate was that there was two hedge fund managers that made a bet whether they could push crude prices above $200 a barrel. So, if you do hear that the socialists, the Gretas of the world, have a beef with capitalists, it's because of that shit. Did the consumers really have to was it justified that all of their prices of living all went skyrocketing higher because of these two hedge funds and their egos? Sad commentary on humans. Anyway, with that kind of backdrop, I'm not really, looking for rip-roar insane rallies. What I'm looking for is really, I could make an argument, range and range. Interesting, there is no range on the bond or the gold right now, which is kind of concerning. Even the US dollar index, this looks like a range to me. Junior stocks, trying to catch a bit of a bid. I mean, we've had some of our funny little VCIMers, especially ones that are in the metal space. Oh my goodness, it's not ending. What the hell, you crazy kids? Turn those machines off, for Christ's sake. I gotta get some sleep. Where do I have that screen? Not here. Over here. I was surprised one of my little VCIMers popped up here today, and I haven't got a fucking clue why. There's no news other than I guess it's just, people are actually out there hunting value right now, and they see this thing as cheap. But where the hell are the VCIMers? Around here somewhere. Oh, it's Pharma. Commodities. Hey, here we are. Let's see what they've done here now. Jeez, look at this thing. 94 cents up 29 cents on the day. No clue what the hell these guys are up to. As you can see, actually, I better get off my ass and get my orders to sell working. So anyway, that's the kind of, this is the kind of funny business that I do. So there are some fun little bright spots. Like you can see, there's a bit of green, but there's also some red too. So it's nothing really too outrageous. Here's another one actually that probably is due for a nice little pop. This guy's actually due for there's a V top there. Anyway, that's here and there. Look at this crazy ass one. I mean, what the? I mean, Brian coming in buying the bottom end of the range. But look at this. This is where we buy, and now this is, that's 6-7 cents, and here we are, 2021. That's 3x. You wouldn't know that the stock market is kind of waffly with that price chart, would you? I mean, that's the crazy kind of. We're in, of course, a very seasonally friendly time of year for venture cap stocks. So I might argue also too cryptocurrency to a certain degree. This is an agreeable time of year. I actually can't remember a time in sort of January, February, other than sort of while we're in the midst of a bear, that really the market's been too negative. I mean, usually what ends up happening through this time of year is any kind of weakness, I'm in there buying the altcoins, just like I'm doing now. So, pick your battles, pick your fights, try to take appropriate risks. I like to follow fundamental models, so you sneak into names and they just go nuts. Look at that, Jesus, 96 now, up 31 on the day, 50% move on the day. I wonder what the hell these guys are up to. That's almost funny. I don't know whether you're aware, but this is my old boss, from 20, 30 years ago, the Thompson brothers. They're the guys who are running this thing here. So anyway, we'll see what their plans are. I guess you might say that's going to be a key reversal day. I probably ought to get off my ass and just figure out what the hell's going on here with a 50% move on the day, eh? But there are some fun names, like this little one. This is one of Jamie's little rockets. And of course, we're all long from down here, this W. I mean, what do you think? That's not a bad day, eh? It's crazy market. On balance, you can see most of the market's kind of like, bleh. But there are some really cool little names here that we're in. So, stock market itself, kind of like I started off, there's nothing going on here. Boring. So, get out there and hunt your ideas. They always say there's always a bull somewhere, right? And I think as I showed you on the screen there's a couple places I'm seeing bull. So, mind you, I'm sure you see bull all the time when you watch my videos, or you hear bull. I don't know. I'm just kidding. So where are we supposed to go with you guys? As I said there a moment ago, junior stocks, meh. If we go and am out here, then that probably means the broader market's toast. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to push one more leg higher here, and then we're done. Crypto, I think Bitcoin's still kind of that trading range. 45,000 is your bottom, 55,000 is your top of this range. I am impressed how our parabola certainly has held price in here nicely. I don't know whether it's a usable study or not. A, B, C, D. Hats off to those people that went apeshit bullish here. You're getting paid, so way to go. Although I don't know whether that's really in sort of new people to trading's best interest to get all that emotional and over the top. But it is what it is, and it sells newsletters, so rock on. Having said that, looks like that was the right decision, if there is a right or wrong. I'm a little, we might see new highs here too, but I get the impression that Bitcoin's kind of like, the reason why it's moving up now is because it is sort of a fear proxy, and as we go through this debate on the legislation of the stimulus package, and sort of the reason why I think this thing really got ramped up there was political discord, and of course you remember fucking around the election and all that. The political tension, the stress in society. I think it's reflected through Bitcoin. I think it's actually a perfect reflection of that anxiety. And to a certain degree, if you think about sort of everybody's plugged in front of their computers watching their YouTube videos, and probably they're being encouraged to go and buy Bitcoin here. I'll tell you, 30-year veteran in the market, this got danger written all over it. But, I said that at 20, 25,000, 30, 35,000, 40, 45,000, 50, 55,000. This is the hard part of my business. Is we all know and have repeatedly showed you where the bottoms were. Kevin's killer trades down there, 3,000-4,000. Then the big weekly W's and whatever 5,000-10,000. Coming in at 50,000. Could this thing go 60, 70, 80, 90,000 before this is done? Yeah, definitely. But unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily mean that I can justify actually going and spending money. Terrible. I know. It's a tough. But I want, you've followed me long enough. My obsession with W's. So hunt the W's, and I think you'll do well. What's really cool for like the short-term momentum traders, I'll just tease you with this here today, is we're getting to the point now where we can actually start building even models for day traders looking specifically for the assets that are going to give them the biggest bang for their buck if they are day trading. I like to just simply peruse through the breadth indicators, and of course I'm looking for turns, especially turns from oversold conditions. Well, you can't really see it very well here. Actually, if you pull up the crypto verse, interestingly enough, our algorithms actually spat out a buy signal there yesterday. Fascinating. So we have bullish percentage, and that, crypto kids online going absolutely insanely bullish there. And, hats off to them. It looks like they got a half decent signal there. But I was actually quite surprised to see this when I loaded this up yesterday. So it looks like the algorithms are starting to at least be a little bit more optimistic. Now, how much legs does this have? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, do they power this thing up to new highs? Could be. What I'd like to see, of course, is nice structural signals. Give me W's. Anytime I see W's, I get excited. But I guess the way that I was demonstrating for the site today how you'd use this is you kind of want to be, if you're trading the market, you want to be in the strongest things. You want to, if you're long, right? And if you're hunting longs. So a really great application of this kind of information, all these dashboards are fully customizable. As you notice that there's, these are the strongest names in crypto right now. They're pretty strong. It's interesting how we do have some names also too in the poop coin space. But the point being is I walked through the site where, we built our matrix of, and if you hear the blinging in the background, I have people constantly PMing me, so it's always going off. Drives you crazy. But just for illustration purposes, yesterday I threw this on and I just simply said, okay, well, if you're going to day trade this, you're going to sneak your way in. How are you going to do it? All right. And how are you going to build a plan to be able to track this? And the cool part about this is it's everything that you learn at TRI. So this was the list of all the leaders yesterday, and I just went through the list, and, we trade double bottoms. You've heard me talk about W's. So we throw up the list on the screen, and it turns out that there were 4 assets that were potentially carving out W's. You can see them through yesterday. And then when the market turned up, there weren't any signals in the other one, so we couldn't touch them. But when the market turned up, you can see bang, bang, win. Bang, bang. And look at this one overnight. Look what it's done. Boosh! Here's a great analogy of why not sell half of the position at your profit objective. Move your stop to scratch and just see where the wind blows. You never know in this crazy crypto space. Here's the dot. Look at that killer trade, right? So coming in, basically market's washed out. There's the W on the other side of trend lines, and away you go. And boosh, boosh, right? Look at these trades. They're just butter. So that's sort of a walkthrough, like as we build out this new website. This is the kind of tools that I want the site members to be able to be able to put together and be able to effectively trade the strongest part of the market, because that's what's going to make you money. Going and buying a Bitcoin long here and looking for that 2-to-1, that's a bit tough. But these ones all spat out nice, easy 2-to-1s overnight because they are the strongest part of the market. So a nice little teaser there for you. And you want to see super killer teaser. This is incredible. This is part of our sort of dashboard offering. But in essence, you should be able to pull this up on a daily basis. And actually, I think the best page is this one. And, just like those boxes, you can have like a top 5 signaling box. And look at this. Sjord's built this now, so, you just click on a button and all these charts just load in real time right in front of you. It's just so cool. It's pretty darn impressive. This happens to be one technical indicator. I'm not really saying these are buys or sells. But look how beautiful that is. Just absolutely professional. Would you like to just get, look at this, 30 pages of these just to filter through. Just, peruse at your leisure. They all meet the technical screen. How about things like, 50% rule? Check this out. You're going to love this. So, I'm a big fan of buying W's at the bottom ends of ranges and banging out doubles and all that kind of fun talk, right? So, check this out. This is ridiculous. This is the list of assets sent to you in your email first thing in the morning. Look at that. That's insane. So, this is like little old ladies died and gone to heaven. They're just no-brainer trades. I love it. So I'm super stoked about the potential for Bitcoin going forward. How the hell are you people even in here? Why are you here? You're not supposed to be here. Jeez, these idiots. I'm not quite sure how these people get into this hangout here. This is supposed to be me just talking to the public on my own, and there was somebody in the hangout here going, oh, that's kind of cool, Brian. It's like, what are you doing here? Can't get rid of these people. Anyway, I'm sure they are off on their own now. I politely escorted that person off of the call. So, this is it's poetry. It's so beautiful, I gotta tell you, man. Just absolutely beautiful ideas. So these are all double top breakdowns. Anyway, fascinating. So we still need to do some polishing in here. The only problem with crypto is you get these insane wicks and tails. So how do you manage that data? So, Anyway, super cool. Super duper duper cool. And of course, actually I don't have it on here, but I'm a huge fan of key reversals. And wouldn't it be great just to get a nice little list of key reversals in your inbox first thing in the morning? Just to go and peruse at your leisure. So it's fascinating, the tools here that Stuart's built. Ooh, look at this one. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Nice. Right at the bottom end of the range. Hey, this one's taking off here. I don't really like buying these key reversals up at the top end of the range. It's a bit dangerous, but look at that. CCL. See you later. So I gotta say, man, I'm super impressed with Stuart building this site out. These tools are just next level. So anyway, point of the matter here is now I can actually start teaching people how to use this dashboard, like mine it for tradable information. And I'll be going through that sort of process over the next few months, just sort of illustrating how to use this stuff. So. Okay, let's see. Anything else I want to talk about? So I showed you those cryptocurrency sort of day trade kind of ideas. Also showed you the screeners. They'd be more than happy to tell you about little old lady kind of ideas that are working. The big boys, I'm just, I'm a little bit leery about. Isn't that interesting? We were speculating whether this M top here through the daily brief was going to get busted out, and that's exactly what they did. And now they'll dump it. Fascinating. If anything, this is an excellent analogy of you have to go through the process in vet setups to actually see whether your idea actually holds water. This is what vetting. This happens to be a setup that I postulated off of trading with trend lines. And you can see, boom, stopped out. I don't know whether this is such a good idea, Brad. So we'll have to come back and review the data and see whether this is actually even worth following. Let's see. Anything else to report here? There are some really cool little sort of like, trying to fish against the bottom end of ranges. Actually there was even one that I strapped on here recently that I was getting. I think DeFi is the place to be. It just feels like it. And of course all the DeFi kids love that kind of talk. But this one's kind of a cool analogy I was telling the site today. I went and bought the bottom end of the range, Brian, typical, blah, blah, blah. This thing went and broke out through this level, and I was like, oh, I want more. And kind of a shitty fill price. Should have at least waited for the Wyckoff check, whatever. But I was actually really impressed to see that actually a bot setup looks like it's trying to form here a little bit above where my entry level is. So that's kind of cool. Here is my average. So that means on balance, if we can get a push up into this $2 area, I'm going to be selling half on a double. So, there are this. I don't think the crypto space is actually. I don't think it's as risky as it was about a month or I guess what is that, about two weeks ago. Man, it was feeling like this had trouble written all over it. And they've taken the process and cleaned up quite a bit of that fluff. I don't know whether I really would be trading Bitcoin looking for it to double here. Is it really going to go up to 100 G's? I mean, it might, but it's not really a realistic trade idea. But could my little KMD jump up to $2 here? Completely realistic. So I still think this is like a coin picker's market, stock picker's market. There's always a bull somewhere. Get out there and find your fundamentally good ideas hunt your setups and get out there and have some fun in this market because I like it. I think it's the market's got a good tone to it. The only thing I would say is just watch out right after they pass that legislation, which I think is they want to do it tomorrow. Maybe just, as I kind of showed you, if you want to chase the high flyers, totally cool. But, this is our sort of setup, grabbing the list of leaders, and then just getting in there. And I did one example hunting a setup. This happens to be DOT. So for the more advanced trader, grab your leader list, start hunting your setups, and if this comes in, rock and roll. And that's the kind of environment that I think it is. But at the same time, too, you're trading setups. Don't have an opinion about this. Do not trade emotionally. And if the market rolls over just because somebody, says the wrong thing, well, don't fall in love with this stuff. If the market's telling you to get out, just get out and live to fight another day. Okay, I think I'll leave the rant at that. I hope you guys got some value out of it. I guess I'll see you maybe again on Friday. So PMA for the win. Have yourselves a great rest of your day. Let's see if you can go make some money from trade. And actually, I wanted to show you the list from yesterday. Oh, yeah, here it is. I mean, it's fascinating, right? No opinion whatsoever. This is just a classic, what we call El Tangonator setup. And I was shocked. Bang, 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 bang. They all fired. They all came in hard. So I don't think the bull's dead here by a long shot. But you got to trade the setups. So like I said, build your list of the strong names. Then if you want a day trade, swing trade kind of thing, drill down to the lower time frame, and then really you're just going to apply the same stuff that I talked to you guys about at higher time frames. It's exactly the same. It's just off a lower time scale. Okay, everybody, leave the rant at that. Have yourselves a great day. All the best, and bye for now.